everything's set up for the bands and the champions. So we're just going to immediately
waste all of our time, Sink Ships.
Waste all the time. Go right back into it.
Riot, give these college students their champions. Stop holding out on us.
It's an unfortunate Farm Boy is a very new person. Again, he's only gotten to Diamond, barely past Diamond just this season in alone. You'll see that, like last season, he doesn't even have a border. So it's going to be a bunch of bands. You'll see that it's going to be probably a bunch of A's, or maybe they're going to try to spell out something. Who knows what's going on.
Aatrox, Corky. Oh, are they going to shout us out? Akali, Ari, Nunu. Okay. Aatrox, Corky, ACN. I'm not seeing anything.
I see a bunch of A's, and so far I see an NCA.
Are we stupid? What's going on?
I don't know, man. I can't spell.
Yeah, but we didn't get a lot of time to talk. They quit the game very quickly. We didn't get a lot of time to talk about the true picks coming through. So these are the true picks, correct?
Yeah, so these are going to be the actual picks themselves.
New Azir.
Two more things that don't matter whatsoever, basically, and then Farm Boy's going to pick up Tristana, Gina's going to pick up Rakan, so on and so forth.
Oh, I'm hearing from John that Rito did give the Big Ten schools Riot accounts, PogChamp, until someone's got banned and everyone lost their unlocked account. Forehead, so I guess college students can't be trusted to not flame.
Whoops. No, I believe that actually that only occurs when ULOL comes up, which is not until, if I remember correctly, either mid-October or early November. So that's not going to happen for quite some time.
Yeah. But here we go, the complete pseudo-protect the cog composition. So basically, it seems like MSU kind of zigzagged. It looked so much like they were going to be put together this perfect protect the Kog'Maw comp, but really they're hoping that that three-man squad of Galio, Kog'Maw, and Lulu with a little bit of support from Elise will be enough, and that, the U of I squad just won't be able to reach the back line with what they've got.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be actually very dangerous overall for MSU to think this, basically, because they did get the Shen, which I'm most likely assuming was probably going to go to Lotariah, taken away, as well as then, the major jungle person as well, just because of the fact that they have to rely on Elise. It's really showing that Noob Squid might not have a huge champion pool at all if he's getting banned away from, there's no Gragas. He had Jarvan still up but decided not to go for it. I feel like Elise is, she's strong, but she's not as strong as other junglers.
It's a little bit of a hint that they're going to be trying to play around that top lane with the Renekton early advantage on Shen. I could see Elise playing around the bot lane a little bit more, but it's pretty tough to do a lot to a Rakan Tristana lane unless they severely overextend. So it'll be interesting.
What would be really smart is to see Kog'Maw go cleanse here along with the Lulu going heal. I don't think that they have to have done that. It's hard to see with the bug that's going on. But so I think that if Kog'Maw, if Dillaran really knows what he wants to go for, basically, he could go cleanse here to help block out getting away from Shen taunt or getting away from Rakan taunt as well, basically. Just anything so that he can be able to peel almost for himself. The Galio is definitely going to help, but it's going to be a mid-lane Galio, so it's going to be a lot focused on the MR build, most likely going into the Abyssal Mass, basically. Probably going into, who knows else from there.
Yeah. Now, we haven't talked about it a lot. How do you feel about Azir, this pick of Azir, and Azir post-buffs?
So Azir post buffs is, I would think, actually really strong. So Azir, in general, for a lot of reasons, unfortunately, it's been had a lot of flag. I think that the wall nerf that they did really hit him hard with the wall length being down from 5 soldiers to 4 soldiers at rank 1, and so on and so forth. So his laning phase was just complete ass, honestly. Like, you just couldn't do it.
Yeah, right.
But with the buffs coming in, he feels a lot smoother. There is a little bit of a tweak where his Q's a little bit of a shorter range, and so is his W. But you're still able to stream a shuffle. You're still able to do those combos, basically. And it's still really freaking annoying when you walk up to a soldier and a third of your health is gone.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that it can be a strong pick here. I know that in my personal opinion, one of my players has been picking it a lot and has really liked the idea of playing Azir into certain matchups. I would not doubt whatsoever to see like a Hextech GLP, which is the one that shoots out the ice spikes, into something like a Rylai's.
I've even seen LS like theorize that it could be a Lichbane on the new Azir. That you could go for those Sheen items to get even more burst.
So here's my personal opinion.
You've got thoughts, of course.
I don't like LS. I don't like him.
Oh, just in general?
No, like there's just something about him that is just like.
What about his analysis? What about his analysis?
See, okay.
Hot takes here.
Sometimes he does really great analysis, and I'm like, oh yeah, like last shot, I can completely understand that. I agree. And then sometimes he's like, you know what's really strong right now? Annie. You know what you should pick right now?
Well, he's talking about low elo for those things most of the time.
No, he literally said, I remember this because I was like, it got like the front page of Reddit, and he was like, if you are in Platinum or higher right now, you should be playing Annie. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Did he try? Don't knock until you try it. Annie is a sick champion.
I did try it, and it's really great against someone that has like a lot of escapes, like LeBlanc, or against. Like,
but then against everybody else, it's.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Annie.
It's just it's Annie. It's a simple champion. You don't.
All right, I'm gonna spam Annie for you as a support main. I'll go to the mid lane in my high-ish plat elo, and I'm gonna learn about what's happening with the Annie mid. Maybe it's still real. But no, let's see what MSU and U of I have for us. Let's see if they found what we're looking for.
Yeah, this would be a very interesting combat. Again, MSU is kind of putting all the chickens into two baskets. Either Renekton and Elise are going to do a really hard carry when it comes to early game. They're just calling out on Topopotamus and Minsu, saying that your early game is nothing compared to ours. Or what they're trying to go for here overall is saying, hey, we're just going to put it into Pugmaw, and he's just going to try to chomp your bits to, like anything you can do whatsoever.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, he's running that Galactic Azir.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's either that or the, what is it, you could have the Warring Kingdoms, and then, what is it, Undead Azir? Or...
Graveyard, Zombie,
to do with death, and
Night of the Living Azir.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Ha-cha-cha-cha, ha-cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha-cha. Alrighty. Here we go, everybody. Shitting out the good luck, have fun in all chat. I'm gonna hide that real quick in case.
Now, mind you, all for everyone as well. If U of I does happen to win this game, then they do happen to do a 2-0 versus MSU. But if MSU does win this game, we're gonna go to a game 3 to see who's gonna pick it up overall.
You mean we're gonna be having more games than official Riot streams?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yes. Rip best of 3.
Rip best of 3. Don't know why they're doing it, but I can understand at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, it made me realize some things. I I actually interviewed with the team that made that decision, and they were there's definitely a lot of new experimental and new developments happening over in Riot Esports. So the best of 1, I imagine they have a lot of evidence to back up that move.
Yeah, I know that they referenced a lot of things, but they're like, after all these surveys that we did, and I agree, I definitely
surveys suck though.
Had the best of 1s, I definitely personally watched a lot more, but that was just because of the fact that it's they're having best of 3s and they have it at these random ass times, and then they have these best of 3s, but then they're having 2 that I want to watch at the same time, and then there's all these other different things that it just comes to the general fact.
I like the compromise of have summer split be best of 3 and have spring be best of, because nobody cares about the early split, but or doesn't care as much. The players obviously care, fans care.
I mean, it still helps out. That's why, IMT is able to go to Worlds, basically, is because of, Spring Split, but overall, eh.
Yeah, meh.
Just throw it a good old meh.
Meh, yeah. Ooh, that was a big trade from Shen. Coming up on that Renekton level 1.
Gotta be careful with those shields, man. The percentage max HP health at level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy playing a good Shen and people underestimating your damage. Not much going on though in the early game. Look at the jungler paths. We have both junglers at red, Elise obviously finishing a little bit earlier.
Yeah, there is a definite advantage here with Elise doing this because she's again trying to, we see where she's going for. She's trying to go for these early games. We know Tristana and Rakan's going to shove in a little bit faster, basically, which is what they've already had, so that as soon as Elise is done, they should be coming down, right? Yeah. Or she'll coming down soon. But there looks like there might be a convergence onto Elise.
Oh, this is interesting. Let's see if the camera catches it. Oh, are they going to be able to steal this red? Oh, she gets it through.
Yeah, that venomous Q.
Yeah, everybody runs away. Hey, we weren't even here. I love that contest, though. That's really smart from U of I.
Yeah, it's a smart move. They lose a little bit of lane pressure, but not a lot overall.
Let's move around their logo a little bit. There we go. Right now, most of the lane's pretty even. Renekton coming back from that early trade to do pretty well versus this Shen. Obviously, Renekton gets a lot stronger, level 2 and 3. Brings up an 8 CS lead, but everywhere else, almost exactly even.
Yeah, there is a little bit of an invade that we're seeing coming in from Gragas. He looks like he's going towards that top side pretty soon. Shen's not low, neither is Renekton. They might not be able to blow a lot here.
Yeah, but Renekton is going deep into the jungle. And they've now seen that blast cone open up, so it's just about reading the path of the Renekton. Or if the Renekton is going to be able to read the path of the Gragas. Let's look and see what's going on here. Took the scuttle.
Now, he'll be coming into vision right now. And Metsu might be turning around, and he is. He's definitely going to come. So the trick is going to see if he can stop the Renekton from doing his double E cross.
Yep. Here we go, the first gank of the season. Or the game, rather, not the season. That's a flash quickly from Lotiera. I've been out of it. I don't know what year it is.
Yeah,
this is the first gank of League of Legends history.
Ever.
Nobody's ever tried this in the history of League of Legends. A little bit of trading in bot lane as well, but the CS stays even, no sums blown. Mid lane, everybody chilling. Galio saying, I'm gonna scale and protect my Kog'Maw. Azir saying, I'm gonna scale and solo carry or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be very vital in here, seeing how much Azir can actually get on. There's gonna be a fight down bot lane.
Yep, there's a little bit of engage. But it's really just Rakan things.
Elise is behind. She's coming over the wall.
Yep. Oh, there's the camera switching over. They did have vision of her, so false alarm to some extent. Here's the blue side vision.
Oof.
Red side.
Oof.
Ooh, that is Azir. Super duper low health.
Doesn't have any mana either. He does have flash and cleanse.
Come on, camera, work with me here. He does flash and cleanse. He doesn't cleanse away, but 2 flashes blown. Nobody has any mana. A little bit of a fight breaking out as Elise tries to challenge this Gragas. Yep, she's going to be able to push him off.
There is no smite from Elise, so Gragas should be able to take these back.
Yeah, he might have missed out a little bit on the early experience. Bot lane isn't able to rotate up. Look at these guys, like an old married couple. But Gragas is a smite. He got that prenup. Yeah. By the way, you guys, if you're ever missing any of the action, I do apologize. Not the greatest cameraman in the world, but I'm learning. Getting a little bit better every game.
Yeah, I mean, we always have to say, basically, like, Riot has at least a minimum of, like, 3 or 4 people doing camera work at the same time. And we're just one people.
You don't realize how amazing Riot's production is until you try to put on a production.
Whoop.
Rage quit?
No, definitely not rage quit.
Let's see in the chat. I had it put down.
There was a bit of mid lagging. He is reconnecting.
Mid lag.
Mid lag. Lag and mid. Yes, we are best memers. Meme number 1.
Yes.
Free Tyler. Is it hashtag free Tyler 1? Is this the meme? Am I meming correctly?
Yeah, you memed. You memed them.
I'm memed. Yay.
Yeah.
Keepo.
Yeah, we'll put on a little bit of our elevator music during this. Anybody talking? R. All right, everybody's ready to go. R is for ready. This is the international symbol for let's do this, baby. But they're still waiting on everybody to say it. Slowly reaching for that elevator music again. 3, 2, 1.
Boom. Now we're back in, boys.
We're back in. Really calm game. There was a lot more fighting by this point in the last one. Up, as I say it, yeah.
Definitely a difference in compositions when you're going for a Braum who could be able to activate his stuns pretty easily, along with a Sejuani who has a much better gank path. But when you're facing a Lulu, it's so hard as a Gragas that it's like, what are you supposed to do? You know, you can W and E. Okay, great. Now what?
There we go. I had to quickly refresh. Yeah. Alright, so right now, let's take a look at the gold. We have a little bit of an advantage for Renekton in the top lane. A little bit of an advantage for the Elise jungle. And a tied up pretty much mid lane as the fight begins. But Azir, oh my god, he pushes the Galio back and he has all the soldiers he needs.
Flash on that.
He's just auto attack bit by bit. He doesn't have a flash. There's the last auto coming through with the Q. But up top, Renekton desperately trying to fight for his life. He might have this Gragas. He has to flash out and then the Shen ult comes through. This is giving Renekton a chance to escape. Just proc, get all the health back he can. As he slowly loses his ult and is left alone, but such a huge wave. Shen alone. He turns once again. What a 1v2 from Lotiera. He's going to be able to clean up this Gragas if he doesn't get out of the way quickly. He still has flash. And here comes Elise. He's like, wait for me, buddy. I want my assist. And he gets the kill. More than he could ever have dreamed of. But going into the bot lane, that is a Rakan going way too far in, but able to E, flash out. And everything calms down once again. Oh no, calm down, it is not, and another tower dive from the lazy back from Telepotamus. And this is MSU blowing open the early game here at 8 minutes. What? The gank from Galio? And out of nowhere a flash is blown? Yep, but Lulu.
Wait!
What?
Lulu died!
What?
Oh, it was Ignite!
The camera jumped away from me. Nobody, the game itself did not even think that was going to happen, but on the top side, we see that first tower going down, all of the action there, finally paying off. Wow, that back from Shen was destructive for the team. That is why you do not back directly under your turret when you don't have vision of your opponents and you're low.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a disrespect there, where they just needed to back off a little bit more, let them take the tower. There's nothing else that you can really do. There might be a trade of some sort of thing down here, or even a dive.
Yeah, we're trying to go all in on the Kog'Maw, but here comes the TP, and Kog'Maw still isn't dead yet. He's getting so much damage down on this Rakan, and here's Renekton. We saw the 1v2, but let's see a 1v5? He gets pushed out by Azir, is able to flash back. Good thing he saved it. He gets the heal from the Q, and this 5-man assault is being pushed back by Lulu and Renekton, with Elise coming slowly behind, and Rakan forced to escape using his W, as Galio just pushes out that mid lane, taking everything for free.
It's really hard to do this overall because they're not tanky enough yet. Telepotamus just now has his Bombi Cinder, as well as then MSU is just sitting on a Ruby Crystal. Meanwhile, they're just able to continuously push. They have these percentage health. They're doing a lot of damage overall. It's just not a good trade seems coming in from UI.
Yeah. Red team, though, able to capitalize on their defense on that 3v5 to go straight for the Infernal Drake. Going to be taking first Drake as well as first tower in this game.
Yeah, it seems like the Gragas buffs, or sorry, the Gragas nerfs are really hurting a lot when it comes to overall the Gragas play. There's just not much that he can really do when it comes to Elise, just because of the fact that they don't win in these 2v2, 1v1s, whatever you want to call them, overall fights. Gragas is not just going to be able to do much because he's not sitting anywhere between tanky and he's not damagey, so...
Yeah. And we see that Kog'Maw has opted to go attack speed boots first. He's confident in his Lulu to bring the rest of the damage early. Whereas Shoshana is going for BF Zeal.
Yeah, I think that this is actually really smart for Kog'Maw overall, because it's going to help him dodge the Rakan W in as much as possible.
Yeah. 3 bot posturing. But like we said, Kog'Maw and Lulu past 6 are almost impossible to 3v2. So let's see if we get a good Gragas ult to possibly make that happen. Because if you did like Gragas ult into Tristana ult, you could theoretically split them enough that they couldn't get to each other, especially with the Lulu flash down. But it's going to be hard to get through a Kog'Maw flash and exhaust here.
Yeah,
but they're going to try it anyways. Here's the 4v2. The Lulu ult comes out. Shen going all in, and immediately they eliminate that Lulu. So many bombs stacked, but Kog'Maw able to run away and escape.
Yeah, I do think that was a good trade overall, but they do blow Shen Shen ult there. It's going to leave any dangerous things that if for whatever reason something happens within the next minute and a half, it's going to be a little bit risky because there's no Shen ult coming in.
For a half second, Dillerin looked like he was going to contest that, but then he remembered how Shen died earlier in this game. But looking at the top lane, we have Elise soloing the Rift Herald. Renekton just pushing up, so, you know, this is a good use of U of I's resources, try to bring a little bit of stability back into this game, bring that gold back home, but they're definitely losing major objectives in exchange for it.
Yeah, I think it might be better, honestly, at this point to just back off, send the Tristana Rakan up top lane or mid lane and crush down one of those towers, and rather have Shen then do the opposite, where he's, you know, having to protect against the 1v2. You know, Kog'Maw and Lulu, although definitely is very damaging, they're not. Their opponent to fight is not like actually trying to dive someone. It's when they have something, you know, happening to them and then they surprise them with the amount of damage.
Yeah, but look at this damage on this top tower. Yeah, they are very happy with these trades. Galio once again gets swept back up, but that Lulu ult, such a low cooldown, and nothing is going to be able to come through that. You might be able to get the Lulu, but you can't always get whoever she's protecting.
Yeah, and Lulu's already sitting at, I believe, she's got, let's see, she's got 20% cooldown reduction coming in from that, the 2 items that she has. If she gets any other cooldown reduction from runes or masteries, she's probably sitting at like 25% or so. So that ultimate's going to come up fairly quickly. Honestly.
Look at that blue vision in the red side jungle. Holy moly. And the siege begins from blue team. How do you feel about their siege, especially with this Azir?
I think that since Azir just wasted its ultimate, it's going to be very difficult. The main person that's going to hit the tower...
Oh, but here comes the fight. They all go for the Renekton. The big croc goes down, and it's 5 members of blue team still running down that lane. I think that red team was a little bit overconfident, especially with Lulu ult down. But here's the chance for Kog'Maw to come right back. That's a good amount of damage down, but wow, that displacement from Greg is super duper clutch, and it's still the Lulu ult not up. Still the disrespect, and Galio ult not enough to save our man in the dog suit.
Yeah, these are becoming very good, clean fights overall from U of I. It looks like they're shaping up from last time, realizing that they were having these bad overall engages, or at least disengages, where they stuck around for too long. They knew that there was a good call there. It seemed like they were a little bit out of sync, but they took it into account now.
Yeah, and they took advantage of Lulu's cooldowns being down. They took advantage of Renekton being dead. I think that was pretty disrespectful from MSU. They assumed that they could survive a lot more from a 5-man fed squad than they actually could, especially with that Gragas displacement.
Yeah, and it's going to be really hard for Kog'Maw because he's going for this really long Wit's End build, it seems like. And that's not, you know, yeah, that's going to be helpful overall when it comes to the fact of, you know, when it goes against Azir, but, like, the magic resistance, you're not really doing much else when it comes from Tristana, maybe Static Shiv, maybe...
Do you prefer the Guinsoo's Rush?
So, okay, the 2 things that I've always been told is you go Ginsu's when you're facing squishies, and you go Blade of the Rune King when you're facing tanky people.
I love Bork.
And I like Bork as well here. I think that Bork is going to go a better idea just because of the fact that you have a little bit of sustain. You're going to be able to live a little bit longer. If Shen comes up to you, you can Bork him. If it happens to be, you know, Gragas is
literally if you're Pugma.
Yeah, like
you're going to Bork. Yeah, Kog'Maw's got to be Borking.
So I think that overall it seems, you know, going for Wit's End is not my favorite first item build, basically. I could understand second, maybe third item. First item, you're going to do damage. You have a lot of attack speed, you have no damage. Oh,
this is the U of I Death Brushes. They love setting them up. Yeah, the grouping of U of I in this series has been pretty excellent. Down you can see this Kog'Maw, going to be able to take down that turret. But... U of I is going to try to get the mid.
Had U of I gotten that top lane tower, basically, but it looks like they're just giving it up and saying, okay, we'll set up for Dragon, we'll go for another, you know, objective, basically. We gave up too much already, so let's do this instead.
Yeah. Yeah, U of I does not value tier 1 top very much. Or maybe that just low tier is very good.
That second top lane tower is going to go down again. That's a huge trade, actually, honestly, for a lot of gold swinging into MSU's favor after this next tower.
Yeah, red team trying to kind of get the mid push going. They know they have pressure on the top side of the map. but it's really hard to convert that into the mid turret with a Azir on the defense.
Yeah, I really don't think that they have a lot of wave clear overall on MSU's side, other than maybe the Elise. Oh, there's
the moves, but wow. Galio just puts up the taunt, and so many heals coming through, but Lulu immediately popped an Elise to boot, but the Kog'Maw trying to go in and get that last auto. The displacement comes through, but Kog'Maw still in the back line, trying to survive as Tristana comes to the rescue. Is she going to jump in? You know Farm Boy wants it.
That was a very unlucky fight overall, because Farm Boy was not there whatsoever. They fought the entire time as a 4v5.
Oh, wow, the dive in from Renekton and Galio trying to follow up. They know that they can get the Shen if they don't get the Tristana here. Yep, that one flash and the ult coming through from Kog'Maw to pick it up. Renekton gets ulted away as Tristana and Gragas are both forced out of the mid lane. And this is going to be Red Team potentially getting the turret that they came here for. Yeah, they're saying, just let me tank it, bro. I'm a big guy.
Yeah, I think that Xenon cast the Azir there just went in a little bit too early. He needed to wait for Tristana to say that, hey, I'm here, I needed to be here, basically. Whereas, you know, they had the rest of the team for MSU's side.
Yeah. And Loteria is now almost 2,000 up on top of Potamus.
Yeah, that CS difference, plus also the fact of having overall just a generic pressure along with the golds are going to be making those differences, because you have 2 towers worth of differences, plus also the fact of having
walled them out of wave after wave after wave after wave.
70 difference when it comes to CS.
Yeah, he's inching up on that flame horizon. Yep. I do not know if I agree with that ward. I feel like they already have that spot covered by the other 2 wards.
Yeah, I can agree with that as well. I think that what they're really trying to do is maybe just set up pressure for Baron overall. They've realized that they know, you know, like, I mean, they just placed it out to 2 vision control wards in the river, basically. So yeah, I think that it's coming overall that they need to place a lot of help on the Baron, make sure that they know when they take this top lane tower overall.
Yeah, so is this U of I? Are they going to get a top tower?
I don't like this, though. Gragas, they now see, is in mid lane, basically. This could be an engage onto them.
Yeah, they see it coming and they run away. Just hiding. Really good vision, though, from those 2 wards. Alright, I take it back. They knew that that other ward would get popped, and so they put down the extra one. 2 fights breaking out, one in the bot lane, the 1v1 between Shen and Renekton. That Renekton way too fed, though, as the Rakan engages on a caught-out Galio. Azir and Tristana are going to try to beat him down little bit by bit, but he is just so tanky.
Yeah,
sitting on...
he's incredibly tanky right now. Again, he's got that Abyssal Mask. It looks like he's going... I don't know exactly for what. I don't know if it's Dead Man's Plate, per se, but it looks like he's got that Giant's Belt along with a Cloth Armor. So he's just not going to be an easy person to kill through, especially for Tristana.
But the siege of mid lane begins with Kog'Maw on the top lane and Renekton desperately trying to get back into the mid.
Yeah, I do think that this could be a good trade overall, because Kog'Maw's not there. They need to look for a fight as soon as possible.
Yeah. Not bad defense, but that mid tower is looking so tipsy-turvy.
Yeah, and I think that the real thing that's going to come in for here, basically, is what we saw before, is Xenon has got to get a great Shurima shuffle into the team somewhere, somehow, get Kog'Maw, maybe even a Gragas E-Flash ultimate onto Kog'Maw.
Yeah.
Because
that is a scary thing, though. Like, that's a scary thing when Azir is so much of your engage.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think that with the way that they're going overall, like, Shen's not going to be able to do much unless he, you know, ults onto that Azir and then goes for the taunt afterwards. Because otherwise, Shen has no way to really get in there, except for maybe Rakan and maybe, again, Gragas. But if Gragas goes in, it's Flash E and then ult back.
Yeah, I think they need to submarine Rakan and, like, time the ult where... Like, they have to trust that Rakan will get his guaranteed engage, stick the ult on Rakan, and then have him Flash W ult. Or Flash ult W, rather. I think that's really their most reliable engage, like, pattern. If they keep relying on Azir Shurima shuffles, eventually they'll get to the point where he'll go in, get immediately knocked up and stunned or something, and then Kog'Maw will kill him in 5 autos.
Yeah, it seems like it's a risky business coming in from UFI, which is why, again, this composition is a definite hindrance overall, because, again, you have a protected Kog'Maw versus a somewhat team-fighty, somewhat disengaged comp again. It comes to, again, there doesn't really seem to be an overall focus with what you're going for in this composition. What I mean by that is you have Shurima, you have Azir that's going to be able to do your engage, but also disengage. You have Gragas for purely disengage as well as some engage as well. Like, again, it comes through that you're not having one set overall idea.
Yeah. Once again, the little dual bot lane. Do you think this is real?
No, I don't think that Renekton's going to be able to really do much. He has a Black Cleaver, he has a Titanic.
Yeah, then Shen gets it all back. Eat some of the Slurpees on the ground. Everybody pinging around the jungle. They're looking for the pick on Gragas. Just get a little bit of chip damage. But wow, what did they got? We got some guys sneaking in. Mission impossible. Nah, they don't. They aren't able to get back. I thought they were gonna sneak up behind and do a flank from the side with the Kog'Maw Lulu alone.
Yeah, it would have been a really good idea to look for an engage there on Doomsquid, just because of the fact that this Elise is definitely hurting a lot when it comes to this team.
Yeah, but they're trying to pick this fight. They think the Kog'Maw is strong, and there's the ult, there's the Rakan engage, and Azir tries to follow up, and it gets so messy in the middle. There's the Shurima. Wall coming out, and its blue team slowly falling down as the Pugma barks away without a bork, but he's still cleaning up all of them, U of I rather.
Yeah, there's just no way for anybody on the U of I team to get into the Kog'Maw pit.
They tried. They tried
so much,
but it's like, yeah,
not able to do anything.
Yeah, it's like you were saying. It's or both of us were saying rather. It's an unreliable engage pattern where if you don't instantly have follow up for that Rakan, then you will just get blown up, and then whoever tries to come in stuttered next will also get blown up. And so now we have a Kog'Maw with a right online Lulu with a Gwynsu's and a Wit's End, and they're going for Baron.
Yeah, it's really kind of making me question the overall Gragas pick coming from U of I as the first pick, just because of the fact that it doesn't really seem to be doing a lot of damage here overall.
Yeah.
0, 2, and 4, and Elise is sitting at 3, 1, and 3. And now, yeah, Elise wasn't really doing a lot per se, but I feel like if you pick Gragas, you're going for this early game. And seeing as the MSU went from Sejuani into Gragas doing a lot on Sejuani and not a lot at all on Gragas, it's going to be a very difficult decision to say, okay, yeah, we picked Gragas first. Why?
Yeah. I also am very much questioning the Azir pick. It might be, they might be waiting for a counter to the late game Kog'Maw when they're in their base and they're trying to go for that last Alamo hurrah. But for the rest of the game, I feel like, while he hasn't been playing bad, he just doesn't do what his team comp needs. They needed some kind of engage in the mid lane to follow up on Shen and Rakan, and instead they have somebody in the back line when they already have a Tristana.
Yeah, it would definitely be able to. I could definitely justify seeing someone that could be more of a control major, someone that is what you said with an engage basically. But they did ban away the Orianna just because they didn't want Indian Mama to go for it. But it's just just hard to justify some of these picks and counters just because of the fact that they're they're there, but they don't really do what the team fight needs them to do.
Look at this Renekton go. Just 20 short away from his flame horizon. And there it is, though. They are getting their revenge. Last game, it was U of I who set up the death traps, and this game, it's MSU catching out the support, trying to ward.
Yeah, I think that was just too risky for Rakan to go into that alone.
It's the same story as behind the door last game. Janna gets caught out. Ginormous Noob gets caught out. Live and you learn.
That's a great song in Sonic Adventure Battle, too.
I'm thinking of SpongeBob when he has the loser whistle and he goes, I think I've heard this call before. That's what Rakan was thinking. Phase check. Phase check. Well, that's the first inhib going over the red team. Oh, a little bit of engage here. Wow, Rakan once again gets blown up, and that is such a big Kog'Maw. It looks like red team is trying to press for the victory here, as Tristana desperately tries to kite back, but can't get anything. Renekton going in so deep with that Lulu right behind her. Lulu's going to fall to the turret, but that is an ace for MSU, and it's going to be the game first, too. And bringing us into a game 3 after a really... Yeah, after an excellent draft. That Kog'Maw Lulu combo so early, they picked it, and it turned up in fight after fight starting around 15 minutes. But of course, credit to the Galio, Elise, and Renekton, who I think carried that early game really well and gave them advantages in lanes that left the pressure off of the bot lane, prevented them from exploiting the Cog Lulu early game too much.
Yeah.